Namaste, Prakash here. One of the fascinating relationships that I've always seen is that of a mother and a child. As the child is born, even while it is in the womb of the mother, and as it grows up, at every step the mother exactly knows what needs to be given to the child. But we also know the other side. Many times the child is, as it grows up, quite adamant, wanting to suck more, wanting to ask more, wanting to ask something that it believes it needs, which may not exactly be what is needed for the child's growth. And as it grows older and older, it realizes the folly of what it has done while it was a kid. And while it narrates its stories to its children and grandchildren, it always shares the wisdom that better listen to the mother, because mother knows what is really good. The same is true in a guru-sishya relationship too. While we are taken in by him, at whatever time of our life we join the stream of spiritual learning, he takes us into the fold unquestioned, keeps giving us at every step exactly measured what we need, not one dose more, not one dose less. But the challenge really comes when we start demanding at a physical level, demanding at a level which is driven by our ego, whims and fancies, comparisons, prejudices. The real demand, if at all, is for you to surrender completely and ask Him the highest spiritual progress. Even that may not be the one which is based on etiquette, but we do place demands. And as we grow up at a later point of time, when we realize, after being in any spiritual practice for a few years, then you realize the folly. Even if you look at the heartfulness meditation and the prayer, it says very clearly, "Thou art the real goal of human life, we are yet but slaves of wishes." It is our wish, it's our desire which keeps blocking. While the mother wants to give the best, we want to ask something which we believe is what we want, forgetting what actually is needed for our soul specifically. Won't it be really great if we just accept what the Guru gives cheerfully, without complaining, because he knows best what is to be given when you have to be moved from one point to another, what kind of experience to give, what kind of conditions to bestow, when to take you towards the goal. As Babaji Maharaj has said, they can take you from here to there in no time, but will you be able to stand it? It is up to us to understand that as a mother, the Guru can never falter, and hence placing zero demands and accepting everything cheerfully is the fastest way, because the more you do, the more the attention of the Guru turns towards you, because now he is attracted by a disciple who does not place any demand on him. He cooperates by doing the practice as is suggested. He follows all the practice elements, lives by the 10 maxims, lives by the literature that's prescribed by the Guru, and has no demands. He is like a perfect child in the womb of the mother which has no demands. All the demands comes only when we come out. If you are perfect in the womb, which is the mental womb of the master, without placing any demands, without being distracted while we are in his mental womb, being delivered into the brighter world is absolutely child's play for a Guru. Would you be able to do that? Would we be able to do that? Something to feel and think about. Thank you.